not a swimming hole. It's really never deep enough to be a swimming hole. I've never known it to be a swimming hole. Um, but because of the drought, it's really low. I'm gonna head in. It's usually water, not a swamp. Let's see if there's anything in there. Just sort of swing around, see if I can find anything. Digging a target. It's a mid-range target, so it's a good chance it's a pull tab or something like that. But right next to it is a deer track. A couple of us coming in there, so the deer are moving through here too. Well, that first target was some sort of electrical fitting. That's some sort of paw mark there. Probably a raccoon paw. Yeah, from the front paw over there. I believe that is a raccoon. Well, about 4 inches down, just found a coin. I am guessing it's a memorial cent. It looks like there's the little memorial on the back there, but yeah, it's a Lincoln memorial. But hey, I didn't expect to find coins. I'm essentially in a drained swamp, reservoir that the ground is left low, and then the cranberry bog owners have pumped off the rest for agricultural purposes. So, hey, it's a coin. All right, got one of these guys. I found 3 pennies so far, which I didn't expect to find any coins. I was thinking I was going to find fishing weights and stuff. But the rain has started coming down hard again, which is not a problem. I got my raincoat on, but you can see the streams of water coming down here, starting to fill the swamp back in. And as I'm digging in water, the GP, excuse me, the AT Pro is waterproof, but this pinpointer here, the GP pinpointer, it's supposed to be waterproof, but it's not. So the swamp is being filled back in, sort of what happened in January 20th, 2016. Things just started getting deeper. So I'm gonna call it, go home and clean up. Probably a little too rainy. I could keep detecting, but I've got some people that are saying I should go home and not catch a cold. So that's going to be it for today. A little bit of a here at the, it's called the Reservoir. It's actually called Dead Man's Reservoir, and it is low from the drought, and then what was left was pumped off for, like I said, for agricultural use. And the folks that do that, they have the water rights to it. That's their thing. It's not a wrong thing. They've had it for generations. So it'll fill back in. The swamp is filling back in, just like happened in January of 2016. Started filling in and getting even deeper. So, all right. Probably it for today. I'll add in some more for this video sometime down a bit. It's still drizzling, but I didn't think I wanted to stay in the filling in swamp. So back here at this swimming hole where I surprisingly had such good luck with a lot of clads, or I believe it was 8 different clad coins, and that older style pull tab, not the beaver tail style, but the style from before that, from like the early '60s. So I'm gonna give another shot here, as long as the rain holds out, and I won't be in danger here of being swept away by the water running down the fill of the swamp. I'll let you guys know if I find anything. Okay, have a hole going on here. It had some iron scratch in it. It was bouncing back and forth between like 49 and maybe the low 70s on the AT Pro, and I dug over here, like this side, kind of shallow, and found a dime. And then at that point, I was hitting a 70 signal a little bit over here, popped it out, found the penny. I swung over and I was getting a 50, a consistent like 50, 55, I'm still getting a little bit of iron grunt here and there. And so went to it, I pinpointed on it, and then I scooped it out, and I wiped over what I scooped out, and all of a sudden I had like an 80, 85 in what I scooped out. Oh, I'm sorry. First, the 50, I pulled a fishing weight. It had a, but then under the fishing weight was that quarter. So a little strange coin spill going on here. A penny, a quarter, a dime, and a fishing weight. And the fishing weight with its little metal shank in the middle of it, its little iron or steel shank, was making it all scratchy. It was jumping all over the place. But I still have a target in there. I still have something hitting the 50s. Probably going to be a pull tab just to wrap things up. But I'll check it out. Okay. The 55 was one of the things I love to dig the most. A nickel. Now the hole's reading 60, so I'm going to go see what else is in there. Another fishing weight, this time one of the egg-shaped ones. Okay, we have the hole down to where now it's only grunting around in the low 30s, which a lot of that might just be these chunks of black sand. Some of them sure it's magnetized. Where is it? The 55, 60 I was chasing around. Well, I dug in. It was a penny, which didn't make sense. Then I was still getting 55, 60. And then just another couple inches over was this fishing spoon, which has a brass head. Appears to be copper. Well, probably not copper. If it's copper plated, it would have probably rang in higher if there's that much copper. But so that's a dime, a quarter. Is it 2 or 3 pennies? I'll check my pouch. And a fishing lure out of pretty much this hole, and then the other penny and the other fishing lure was sort of an encasing here. So all right in that same little area, there was all this mixed signal with all this iron grunt. I thought it was just a big piece of trash, but I isolated one good signal, that one good repeatable 70 that turned out to be a dime, and then just went from there on. Really interesting. Fishing lure, 2 weights, 4 coins, 1 hole. Okay, found 2 memorial cents after that hole with the fishing lure, 2 fishing weights, and 4 coins in it. No, I take that back. I found a nickel. I believe a nickel and 2 more pennies since then. All clad stuff. I haven't looked at the dates closely, but nothing that's that old. But the pennies don't appear to be zinkers, so that's why they're still in one piece and not all corroded beyond recognition. All right, so raining pretty hard again. Actually, it's been raining. Got myself pretty wet. Had to pull out the VibraPro 580, which is what I use in the saltwater with the pulse machine for pinpointing, because the GP Pro is toast. I mean, not the GP Pro, the GP pointer, the generic knockoff pointer is toast, the cheapie. So that's going to wrap it up. Be excellent to each other. Okay, going to do a quick wrap up here from hunting Dead Man's Reservoir and what I'm going to call the Fisherman's Hole for that coin spill. The one I didn't record coming up out of Dead Man's Reservoir was I got a solid 50, 55, and I love digging those because I love digging nickels. And this popped out, which is a fishing jig, but it was still reading in the 50s. There was another hit, and a few inches over, almost on the ground, was this, which was messing with it. But then I was still getting I started getting a 60 signal right in the same hole, and the spoon, this jig probably had 2 spoons on it. And then, the final chapter of the story is there was still a 50 signal, and it was this spoon. So this was a double spoon spinner, and then that piece of hardware was in there. There's the wire fitting from the Dead Man's Reservoir. me dig that. That's a Wareham dime still attached to the nip bottle. Technically, I was in Carver, not Wareham, but that's all right. The Reservoir, I think I'm going to try again because that's an old school pull tab. That's the beaver tail style, and this piece of can slaw was beaver tail style, which tells me not very many people have metal detected there because they would have cleaned up that crap. We have 8 pennies here, excluding the one that's over there, and one of the penny and nickel, we're going to hold together along with this piece of metal. That was one of those crazy, scratchy, let's figure out what it is signals. And then here's that Fisherman's coin spill that had a dime. It was a dime, a nickel, a quarter, a penny, and the 2 fishing weights and the fishing lure, all out of the same hole. Actually, there might have been another penny in there, but regardless. So it looks like it's 9 memorial cents, a quarter, 2 nickels. Overall, a pretty good haul out of Dead Man's Reservoir and the what I'm calling the Fisherman's coin spill. Because it was, I don't think this was far enough away. It was 6 inches over. It was probably from something else, but the weights were right in with the coins. Alrighty, so there we go.